You're listening to I Love Old Time Radio with your host, Virtual Vinny.
Welcome to a new episode of I Love Old Time Radio. Welcome, Old Time Radio fans. I'm your host, Virtual Vinny. You can interact with us via social media on Facebook at I Love Old Time Radio and on Twitter at I Love OT Radio. You can send feedback to us via the contact form on our website at iloveoldtimeradio.com. You can also anonymously tell us what you think of the show by filling out our survey at iloveoldtimeradio.com/survey. This episode is brought to you by our Vintage Radio Club. This premier version of the iloveoldtimeradio.com website allows you to get added benefits while using the site and help the show as well. We have 3 tiers at $2, $7, and $10, with features including the ability to sort episodes by actors and genres, a broadcast schedule, see what shows are airing on which date. Currently, we have our shows planned out to March. You'll even be able to see what shows we'll be doing before they are announced, and may have the ability to vote for new shows. Starting in December, we'll be introducing our new special club programming with longer recordings such as the ones produced by Lux Theater and the Mercury Theater on the Air. And for you top tier supporters, you'll be able to download any of our episodes without my voice. Visit iloveoldtimeradio.com/vintage to get access now. I Love Old Time Radio produces a new show every Monday through Friday, each day with a different theme. Fridays, we spend time with Groucho Marx on You Bet Your Life. No missing shows since last week. This is episode number 20, originally aired March 10th, 1948. And George Fennerman, tell us what the secret word is.
Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody mentions the word air, A-I-R, at any moment during the next half hour, he wins $250 in cash immediately.
Really?
You bet your life. Elgin American, creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, finest dresser sets, present Groucho Marx in the new comedy quiz series, You Bet Your Life, produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here's that sterling Elgin American, the one, the only...
That's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again, and tonight one of our couples will get a chance to grab off $1,500 in cash. George Fennerman, who's first to try for it?
A couple about to be married, Groucho, and here they are, Miss Ida Noble and Mr. Bob Glassell. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for Elgin American Compacts. Here they are, 2 kids about to stub their toes on the threshold of matrimony. Well, I'll give a wedding present of $250 in cash to the first one who says the secret word. It's a common word. You can't say a thing without using it. What is it?
I don't know. What's it
Of course you don't know. Well, take a guess. Huh? What do you think it is?
We?
We? No. And you? Come on. You got to guess. No. I know it is. Well, say, maybe you'll say it while we're talking. I'll give you $250. When is the wedding going to be, Ida?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Tell me, Ida, what strategy did you use to catch him?
Well, I don't think much strategy was necessary.
That's a very confident speech, huh?
I listened to his jokes and...
Listen to his jokes, huh? Has he really got a good sense of humor, Ida?
Yes, he has.
Do you laugh at his jokes?
Yes.
Let's hear one of your jokes, have you? Let's hear one joke, that's all.
Well, did you ever hear the one about the moron that cut a hole in the rug so he could see the floor show?
No, I never heard that. I'd like to hear it. Ida, are you sure you laugh at his jokes?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
You sure you laugh at it, huh? Well, that's true love, all right. Huh? True love and romance. By the way, there's a story about me in the March issue of True Love and Romance. I hope you all rush out and buy it. But wait till the show's over, huh? Tell me, Ida, how did you meet this road company, Fred Allen? Huh?
Well, he found
Cut a hole in the floor, and there she was.
He found my cat one
Next
day.
week, I'm using that. What'd you say, Ida?
He found my cat one day and brought it back to the office.
You lost your cat one day, and he brought it back?
Yes.
A cat?
Yes.
Well, is that all there is to the story? You just lose a cat, and the next thing you get a husband, huh? What's your occupation, Bob?
Well, I was in textile. Now I'm working with a general contractor, John J. Swaggart.
I thought you were selling Cadillacs, maybe. You work at what? John J. Swaggart? What kind of a firm?
General contractor.
What do you mean? You build generals?
No. Generals, the roads, or anything that you'd want built,
you
practically.
Build anything at all, huh? And Henry Morgan, where are you going on your honeymoon?
Well, maybe up around San Francisco or something, or back, take a little tour.
How are you going? In the concrete mixer?
No, I don't think so.
Say, Groucho, I don't know of a better wedding present than the one we have for Miss Noble. A lovely Elgin American compact threesome. One for daylight, one for twilight, one for starlight.
Beautiful.
And for the groom, a sterling silver cigarette case, smartly designed by Elgin American.
Bob, how many children are you going to have?
Well, I don't know yet.
Well, how much do you think a week-old baby should weigh?
Oh, I don't know. 15 pounds?
Of course, you're referring to a baby hippopotamus. What are you going to use for a baby carriage? A dump truck? Tell me, what do you do right after you feed a little baby?
Oh, I don't know. You're supposed to throw him over your shoulder or something.
Well, if you want a bouncing baby boy, that's the way to get one. Well, I'm sure your marriage will be a big success, and I wish I could dance at your wedding. In fact, I wish I could dance. Now, get ready to play You Bet Your Life. In just 1 minute, you'll have your chance at the $1,500 question. But first, George Fenneman with some advance information on the Easter parade.
Naturally, you want to look your smartest for Easter. So be sure you look into a smart new Elgin American Compact every time you powder your nose or use lipstick. Your compact is the one accessory you actually display to others, and display frequently. With an exquisite new Elgin American Compact, you can be sure it's as style-minded as the rest of your Easter costume. For just $2.95 or as much more as you care to spend, you can have the exciting new designing, the supreme beauty that keep Elgin American Compacts first in fashion. Put it on your shopping list and get it tomorrow at any leading jewelry store, department store, or specialty shop. A new, glamorous for Easter, Elgin American Compact.
Now, you kids could launch your marriage with a flourish by winning $1,500 tonight. Ida, if you two won all that money, what would you do with it?
We'd buy a lot to build a house on someday.
Well, that's very practical. George, tell them the rules.
Well, each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,500 question. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what goes on until it's their turn.
All right, now here we go. Now, let's see how high you can build your $20. Mr. Glassell or Bob, what question category did you select?
Songs, I believe it was.
Songs with baby in the title. That's right. All right. Now, remember, you can help each other with the answers. Your first question pays even money. Bet 10, make 10. Now, Bob, how much of your $20 will it be? How much?
15.
15? Here it is. Now, let's see if you can tell me the name of this song with baby in the title. Play, Stan.
That's my baby.
Yes, sir, That's My Baby is correct.
And they're off off to a good start, Groucho. They have $35.
All right, your second question also pays even money. Ida, how much of your $25, $35 will you bet?
15.
15? Here it is. This baby song is usually associated with Ted Lewis. It goes like this.
Smiles at me.
When my baby smiles at me.
They now have $50, Groucho.
All right, you now have $50. Your third question pays even money. How much of the $50 will it be?
25.
25. This baby song is a perennial favorite. Stan Myers and his boys will give you an idea of how it sounds.
Everybody loves a baby, and I'm in love with you. Pretty baby.
Pretty baby is right on the nose.
And with that pretty answer, they now are at $75.
Bob, you don't have to sing the whole song, you know. Just the title is enough, huh? Now, here it is. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. Your last question pays 2 to 1. You bet 10, make 20. Now, you've got $75. How much will you bet? Quiet, please. No.
50.
$50, huh? All right. What is the name of this baby song?
$1 million baby.
I found $1 million baby is correct.
Well, it's not $1 million, but it's $175 they wind up with.
Well, you wound up with $175, and you're a very cute couple, and I know your marriage will be a merry one with Bob Hope here, keeping you in convulsions 24 hours a day. Thanks and good luck from Elgin American Compacts.
Well, maybe the next couple will say the secret word, Groucho. It's air. Okay, boys, bring them in. Just before our show, the studio audience selected Mr. Alvin Myers from the Bureau of Internal Revenue and Mr. Jack Frieden, a businessman. And here they come. Gentlemen, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for Elgin American Compacts, boys. And before we do any business, I'll give $250 to the first one who says the secret word. It's a common word. You can't say a thing without using it.
It.
What is it? It. No. What do you think?
Your mouth.
My mouth? No.
Mouth.
Not even your mouth. Well, perhaps you'll say while we're talking, you get $250 immediately. Are you married, Mr. Myers?
Yes.
You're the collector, huh?
I am.
You married, huh? Any little short forms running around the house? Two? Now, Mr. Frieden, Fenneman introduced you as a businessman. What business are you in?
In the rendering business.
Rendering?
Mm-hmm.
What do you render? Fat?
Yeah.
So what do? Do you go from house to house and collect the fat?
No, from store to store and restaurant to restaurant.
But actually, you live off the fat of the land.
That's right.
And do you have any little tax exemptions at home?
One.
Any small piece of fat laying around? And Collector Myers, how long have you been with the Bureau of Internal Revenue?
Almost 12 years.
12 years, huh? At the tax office, where do you work?
On the counter. I'm a counter clerk.
Counter clerk? You count the clerks? What do? Do they try to sneak out on you and you count them?
Oh, not necessarily. We help the public.
That's what you think, huh?
Well, you're
Well, what confuses most people who come to your counter?
the form.
Well, how could that possibly be? Now, suppose I earn $5,000 a year. How much tax do I pay?
How many exemptions do you have?
Well, what deductions can I make? I'm pretty shifty, too, you know. How about dependents? Can I take off for old granddad?
You can. Not if he's instructed.
Well, tell me, Mr. Myers, do I have to pay my tax in a lump sum?
Well, your 47 taxes all paid, but you can
That's
pay...
what you think. My 43 tax isn't even paid. They're just getting around to 1778 on me.
You can pay your 48 tax in 4 quarters.
In 4 quarters? Well, that's getting off pretty cheap, huh? 4 quarters. Well, thank you, Uncle Sam. You've certainly cleared up the tax situation for me, huh?
Groucho, we have perfect Easter gifts for our two men.
Well, I'm sure you have, George.
A handsome Belgian American precision-crafted cigarette case for each of them. Here they are. You'll be proud to carry them, gentlemen.
And you'll be glad to know there are no carrying charges, boys. Now tell me, Collector Myers, are people generally honest about filing their tax returns?
Generally.
Can you tell simply by looking at a tax return whether the taxpayer is telling the truth?
Yes.
How?
Well, there are
Smiles that make you happy, I know, but how do you tell this?
There are certain salary brackets that most occupations come in, and if a man tries to take too many obscure dependents, brother-in-laws, and too many nephews and nieces, we can tell that pretty quickly. We can also tell whether his deductions are too numerous and too high. And by and large, we can glance at a tax return and tell within $50 of whether it's truthful or not.
Well, thanks for the warning. Now, how do you trap income tax evaders? Do you put cheese in the counter or something?
There is nothing that is not open to the revenue office. I mean, we have access to...
including our wallets.
And to your safe deposit boxes, yes. And to your bank accounts, and to the people you do business with, and...
What about the mattress? Do they get in there, too?
We have dug up boxes in people's backyards.
Yeah, well, that's a box mattress, eh?
Yeah.
Now, what's the most common mistake people make in filing a return? Showing up at the tax collector's office, I imagine. But in addition to that...
They forget to sign the return.
Sign it? Well, that's a good idea. Huh?
And very often they'll work all night to prepare a return and wear their pencil down to a stub and then forget to put the name on the return.
Now, are there any possible deductions that they overlook as a rule?
I think that the one that's most generally overlooked is the state sales tax.
And how much could I take off for bad investments? Like this suit I'm wearing, huh?
About half, if you're
About
lost.
half? I could take off half the suit? And suppose after I bought a lavish dinner for a beautiful blonde, she told me she had to be home in 15 minutes to see her mother. Would you regard that as a bad investment?
No, bad judgment.
Bad judgment, huh? Well, Mr. Myers, you've got considerably more brains than I have. Now, Mr. Frieden, you've been thinking of this fat over here, and you haven't been saying much here. What gave you the most trouble with your income tax?
Well, I guess it was the whole thing. Drove me insane.
Now, let's see if a taxpayer and a tax collector can work together as a team for $1,500. Now, Collector Myers, if you won that money, what would you do with your hair?
I think I'd buy an educational policy for my child.
Mm-hmm. How old is your child?
He's 8.
Well, that's a very worthy objective. And, Mr. Frieden?
Well,
where would your dough go?
We have some very bad sickness in the family, and the party that's sick needs the money, and I think it'd be very fine if I could...
Well, it certainly would. It'd be wonderful if you won it. Well, if you run your $20 into more than the other couples, you get a chance at the big prize. Now, Fenneman, remind our listeners how much our first couple won.
The engaged couple are ahead so far with $175.
All right, here we go. Now, let's see how high you can build your $20. Mr. Frieden, what question category did you select? Expressions used in card games, is that
yes,
right? Is that right, Mr. Myers?
That's right.
You check on him.
Yeah.
All right, your first question pays even money. Bet 10, make 10. And remember, you can help each other with the answers. Mr. Frieden, how much of your $20 will it be?
10.
10?
Before.
All right, in what card game do you use Royal Flush?
Poker.
Poker is right.
They're on their way. They now have $30, Groucho.
All right, you're on your way. Your second question also pays even money. Mr. Myers, how much of your $30 will it bet?
20.
20? Okay.
Okay.
Here it is. In what game do you find the expression little slam?
Bridge.
Bridge is correct.
Now they have $50, Groucho.
All right, you got $50. Your third question again pays even money. How much will it be, Mr. Frieden?
40.
40.
40? Here it is. In what card game is the scoring known as pegging?
Cribbage.
Cribbage. Yeah.
Cribbage is correct.
Now they have $90.
These boys are card sharks. Here it is. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. This question pays 2 to 1. Bet 10, make 20. Mr. Frieden, how much will you bet?
The works.
The works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that all right with you, Mr.
Sure.
Frieden?
Let her go.
All right. right, here it is. What is the card game in which the expression 60 queens is used?
Pinochle.
Pinochle is correct. And they wind up with a grand total of $270. Well, you wound up with a grand total of $270. Thanks to both of you and good luck from Elgin American Compacts. Now, in just 1 minute, our last couple will play You Bet Your Life, and then we'll know who gets the chance at the $1,500 question. But first, George Fenneman with a sound solution to that Easter gift question. Go ahead, George.
Every woman needs 3 compacts. 3 to get ready for Easter and for fashion. The new Elgin American Compact Threesome provides 1 compact for streetwear, 1 for dressier daytimes, and 1 for evening. Changing your compacts to the apparel mood is just as important as changing your shoes. Only Elgin American offers such a wide choice for every fashion need. You can choose from smart costume colors, silver finish, jeweler's bronze, and sterling silver. Prices start at $9.95 for 3. And one of these style-minded compact threesomes makes the perfect Easter gift, too. Select your own set of 3 tomorrow, and you'll be set for Easter and for every occasion with the 3 compacts every woman needs by Elgin American. For daylight, for twilight, for starlight.
Well, we'll soon know who's going to earn the most money tonight and get the chance at the $1,500 question. George, introduce our final couple.
They've been in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know the secret word is air. Okay, boys, bring them in. Our studio audience selected a car hop and a bartender, and here they come. Miss Mary Louise Poppy and Mr. Roger Comey. Meet Groucho Marx.
Hello, folks. Welcome for Elgin American Compacts. And I'll pay $250 in cash to the first one who says the secret word. It's a common word. You can't say a thing without using it.
I.
What is it?
I.
And.
I? No, I'm sorry.
C.
I'm sorry. No, you only get one guess. Well, maybe you'll say it while we're talking. So you're a bartender, eh? Your name should be Coma, shouldn't it, if you're a bartender?
Just Comey's here.
How old are you, Mr. Coma?
27.
27. And how old are you, Miss Poppy?
20.
What time Thursday?
1:30.
Are you married?
No.
You're not, huh? And Mr. Comey, are you married?
No, sir.
What hours do you work?
62, sir.
62. And Miss Poppy, what hours do you work?
6 to 2.
Both work nights,
Lovely,
huh?
lovely.
Hey, you two could spend the rest of your days together, huh? Say, tell me, bartender, how'd you like to set up a drink for somebody charming and sweet right after the show tonight?
Love it.
Good. My feet will be on your rail at 11 o'clock. Miss Poppy, you're a very cute-looking Poppy, too, you know. I'd like to wear you in my coat lapel. Could you explain what a car hop is?
Well, yes, she waits on people in an outdoor restaurant. It's a drive-in, and people drive their cars in, and they turn the lights on for service, and you take their order, and you give them a menu, same as in a restaurant. You smile at the people and make them want to come back again.
Could you give us a sample smile? Is that it? Tell me, Miss Poppy, is it true that drive-ins use silver trays so the customers can't see their change? Apparently, a number of people out here have been hooked by that device, huh?
Well, I don't think it's quite that bad.
It's not that bad. Now, you have very beautiful teeth. Those are your teeth, eh?
Oh, yeah?
You got any old teeth you're not using? Tell me, Miss Poppy, have you ever had any unusual experiences with drivers at your drive-in?
Oh, listen, there was a man who was drunk one night, and he drove right in the kitchen.
He what?
He drove right in the kitchen.
He was drunk and he drove into the kitchen?
Yeah.
Well, if he was stewed, he belonged in the kitchen. Thank you, John Barleycorn. Have you ever had any
any other interesting experiences?
Well, yes, just last week a fellow came in. He said, I'm sorry, I don't have the money. Of course, he'd already eaten the food. So I said...
A good idea.
I looked around. I said, well, that's a nice watch. I'll just keep it. So I kept it. For about a week, he finally got the money. So he came back.
Did the watch run all right, huh?
Oh, kept very good time. I wish I had it yet.
But, George, what have you got to say?
Oh, Groucho, we have the ideal Easter gift for these folks. A smartly designed Elgin American compact for Miss Poppy and a handsome cigarette case, precision crafted by Elgin American for Mr. Comey.
Now, Mr. Comey, how did you get to be a bartender?
I went to bar school.
You went to bar school,
Yes,
and how were your grades? Did you graduate with 100% or were they 86 proof?
86 proof.
Well, tell me, in school, did you practice with the real article or just water?
Oh, the real stuff.
Do you test the drinks on each other?
Mostly, yes.
You must have been pretty high in your class. What was your school song? Rum and Coca-Cola? What school was it? Whiskey-Consin? Or Ginsylvania? Well, you make an excellent couple. Now, let's see if you're going to be the high winners for tonight and earn the chance at the $1,500 question. Now, Miss Poppy, what would you do with your half if you two won all that money?
How much money?
$1,500. $1,500. What would you do with your half of the swag?
Well, I think I'd try to find a wife for my father. For my dad. So
Try to find a wife for your father?
Yes.
You can't find a wife for your
Well,
father?
I haven't looked, but he hasn't been looking, so I think it's time someone looks.
That's certainly a curious pilgrimage for a young girl. And how would you spend your half of the money, Mr. Comey?
Well, I think I'd pay a few of my bills.
Pay a few of your bills.
Barbie.
Play You Bet Your Life. Now, you beat the other two couples, and you get the big question. I can't tell you how much they won, but George Fenneman is off stage to remind our listeners.
The collector of internal revenue and the businessman are high so far with $270.
Here we go. Now, let's see how high you can build your $20. Mr. Comey, what question category did you select? Mr. Comey.
Bands.
Nicknames of instruments.
Nicknames for instruments in a
That's
band.
right.
Is that right, Louise, Poppy? All right.
Mary.
The first question pays even money. You bet 10, make 10. Mr. Comey, how much of your $20 will it be? How much?
Well, let's go for half anyway.
Yeah?
Half?
Okay, and remember, you can help each other with the answers. What instrument is called the 88?
88.
Take a guess.
Oh, clarinet.
No, I'm sorry. The answer is the piano.
They lost $10. They now have $10.
All right, your second question also pays even money. Miss Poppy, how much of your $10 will you bet?
Five.
You're going to bet $5. Here it is. What is the real name of the instrument known as the licorice stick?
Flute.
Flute.
Piccolo.
No, one guess now. I'm sorry, the answer is the clarinet.
And they now have $5.
You're now reduced to $5. Your third question again pays even money. Mr.
Take
Comey, how much of your $5 will you bet?
2.5.
2.5. Here it is. What is the real name of the instrument known as the slush pump? Slush pump.
Oh, the trombone.
Trombone is correct.
And they now have $7.50.
You now work your...
Glad to see it.
You have now climbed up to the top of the mountain, and you have $7.50. You have $7.50. Here it is now. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. This question pays 2 to 1. Bet 10, make 20. Miss Poppy, how much will you bet? Quiet now. You know how much the other couples won. It isn't fair. How
I
much?
think we just, well, try it. Let's
How
bet
much?
it all.
You're going to bet it all.
Bet it all.
Here it is. What instrument is known as the squeeze box?
Accordion.
Accordion is correct.
And they wind up with a grand total of $22.50. And the big winner tonight is the collector and the businessman with $270.
Congratulations. In just 30 seconds, I'll ask the $1,500 question. Fenneman, would you like to get a word in edgewise around here?
There's something about an Elgin American Compact or Compact Threesome that's far and away the finest you've ever known. It could be the exquisite designing, or that special jewel-like finish, or the supreme craftsmanship in every detail. You get them all, and more glamour than this accessory ever gave you before, when you carry the compacts that are first in fashion, Elgin Americans. And here's the winning couple, the collector of internal revenue and the businessman.
And here's the $1,500 question from Elgin American Compacts. Good luck. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so talk it over thoroughly. Here it is for $1,500 in cash. In England, the same man holds the job of Minister of Defense and First Lord of the Treasury. What is his name? Mr. Myers, what is the answer you two decided on?
Lord Montague.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is Clement Attlee, who is also the Prime Minister. So that means the big question next week will be worth $2,000. You've been a wonderful team, and in addition to your gifts from Elgin American, you earned $270, and it's all yours. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed in Hollywood, directed by Bob Dwan, music by Stanley Myers. Remember, next week's big question pays $2,000. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night and every Wednesday at this time for You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx, presented by the creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, and finest dresser sets, Elgin American.
Good night, folks. Ladies, have you looked at your compact lately?
Welcome back. I'll be honest, I was kind of rooting for the engaged couple to win, but you gotta pay the tax man. And that's going to do it for our program. You can find I Love Old Time Radio on iTunes, the Google Play Store, and on Stitcher. You can listen to us on your Alexa device through TuneIn. Please take the time to rate us and leave a comment as well. Like us on Facebook at I Love Old Time Radio. Follow us on Twitter at I Love OT Radio. Comments and questions can be directed to our website at iloveoldtimeradio.com. Support the show by joining our Vintage Radio Club at iloveoldtimeradio.com/vintage or send a one-time donation at iloveoldtimeradio.com/support. Monday the Shadow will be back, and make sure you tune in next Friday for some more You Bet Your Life. For iloveoldtimeradio.com, this is Virtual Vinny. Have a great weekend.